A recast is one of the most jarring things a TV fan can experience. You're seasons deep into a show. You know the characters, you love the dynamics. And then one day, someone looks different. A new face, a new voice, but the same name. And Sci-Fi in particular has a long history of swapping actors mid-series. So in this video, we're exploring some of the most notable Sci-Fi TV roles that changed actors in the middle of the story. And just a quick disclaimer. Here, we're not covering shows like Doctor Who, where recasting the lead has become part of the premise, or the original Star Trek, where the change happened before the series even made it to air. Elizabeth Weir, Stargate SG-1, and Stargate Atlantis. We'll begin our list with a 2-for-1 special from the Stargate franchise. First introduced in the SG-1 Season 7 finale, Dr. Elizabeth Weir, the civilian diplomat in charge of Stargate Command, was played by Jessica Steen. But by the time the character became the expedition's leader in the spin-off, she was portrayed by Tori Higginson. Steen was replaced due to concerns about her long-term commitment to the show. The change worked out, though, as Higginson's version of Weir became a fan favorite and a cornerstone of Stargate Atlantis for 3 seasons. But the recastings didn't stop there. After Higginson's departure, Weir later returned in a replicator body, and for her final appearance, she was portrayed by Michelle Morgan. Quinn Mallory, Sliders. For the ultimate sci-fi recast explanation, look no further than Sliders. For 4 seasons, Jerry O'Connell played Quinn Mallory, the genius who invented the machine that opens gateways to parallel universes. But in Season 5, he was replaced by Robert Floyd. O'Connell felt the show had strayed too far from its original idea and wanted to leave to pursue a film career. And after negotiations to have him return in a smaller role failed, the show wrote him out in the most Sliders way possible. A mad scientist merges the original Quinn with an alternate universe version of himself, but the experiment goes wrong, leaving only the alternate version behind. It was a convoluted plot that many fans felt was a terrible send-off for the show's hero. Capheus on Yango, Sense8. Netflix's globe-trotting sci-fi epic Sense8 is all about connection, but a major disconnect happened behind the scenes. In Season 1, the optimistic bus driver Capheus was played by Amel Amin, but for Season 2, he was replaced with Tobion Woomera. The official reason for Amin's sudden departure was creative differences with co-creator Lana Wachowski, reportedly stemming from a conflict that started at a table read and worsened during filming. The show gave a subtle, cheeky nod to the change in the Season 2 premiere, when another character comments on his new look. Fan reaction was mixed at first, but many viewers quickly warmed to Toby's take on the character, and his co-stars publicly celebrated his arrival. Arjun Avasarala, The Expanse. Sometimes, real-world chaos messes with even the best-laid plans, and that's exactly what happened on The Expanse. For the first 2 seasons, Arjun, the husband of politician Christian Avasarala, was played by Brian George. After sitting out Season 3, the character returned in a much larger role in Season 4, now portrayed by Michael Benyer. The reason was pure logistics. The Expanse was famously canceled by Sci-Fi, and by the time Amazon saved the show, George had other commitments, forcing a recast. The switch was jarring for some fans, especially since Benyer's performance was noticeably more serious. But the show did have some fun with it, slipping in a Season 5 Easter egg by referencing other famous recasts, including Darren from Bewitched and Aunt Viv from The Fresh Prince. Natath, Babylon 5. In the 90s sci-fi classic Babylon 5, the Narn ambassador Jakar was rarely seen without his aide Natath. In Season 1, she was a fiery, formidable presence played by Julie Caitlin Brown. But when Season 2 rolled around, Natath was suddenly portrayed by Mary Kay Adams. So what happened? Brown chose to leave, finding the heavy prosthetics incredibly uncomfortable and worrying that always having her face hidden would hurt her future career. Instead of killing off the character, the producers just recast her, hoping that the heavy alien makeup would hide the change. And for the most part, they were right, though the character was quietly written out of the show after a few more appearances. Admiral Paris, Star Trek Voyager. Even the steadfast Starfleet has to swap personnel sometimes. Admiral Owen Paris, father of Tom Paris, was a recurring figure who appeared throughout Star Trek Voyager. He was first seen as a hallucination portrayed by Warren Munson. But when the character finally appeared in person in Season 6, he was played by veteran actor Richard Hurd, who would continue in the role until the series finale. There was no on-screen reason for the change, likely just a recasting due to the character's more prominent role. Since his first appearance was an illusion, the different look could be easily chalked up to a hazy memory. And for most fans, Richard Hurd quickly became the definitive face of Admiral Paris. Sara Lance, Arrow. Sometimes a recast is the best thing that can happen to a character. That's definitely true for Sara Lance. In the Arrow pilot, Sara Lance was a minor flashback character played by Jacqueline MacInnes Wood. But when she made her return in Season 2, Katie Lotz had taken over the role. Wood couldn't commit to the larger role due to her long-running role on The Bold and the Beautiful. And with the character now a skilled fighter, producers cast Lotz, who had a background in martial arts. The move was a huge success. Lotz's popularity led to her becoming one of the most beloved heroes in the entire Arrowverse. So it's no wonder she later got her own spin-off, Legends of Tomorrow. Alura Zor-El, Supergirl. In Supergirl's first season, Kara's mother, Alura Zor-El, appeared mainly as a hologram. She was played by celebrated Broadway actress Laura Benanti, who also portrayed Alura's villainous twin sister, Astra. However, when Alura was revealed to be alive in Season 3, she was now played by Erica Durance. The change was a matter of logistics, as Benanti's work and family commitments in New York meant that she couldn't continue in the role, since Supergirl was filmed in Vancouver. The showrunners saw this as an opportunity for some legacy casting, bringing in Durance, who was beloved by fans for playing Lois Lane on Smallville. And fans quickly embraced another iconic Superman-related actress joining the show, Kane, Batwoman. We've arrived at perhaps the most chaotic recast in recent memory. Ruby Rose starred as Kane for the show's first season, but stunned everyone by announcing her departure before Season 2, citing health issues as the reasons for leaving. Instead of immediately recasting Kate, the show created a new character, Ryan Wilder, to take up the Batwoman mantle. Kate's disappearance became a central mystery until she was revealed to be alive but disfigured in a plane crash. Wallace Day played the altered version of Kate. This messy, multi-stage transition was torn apart by fans, who found it confusing and disjointed. It's a true cautionary tale of how not to handle losing your main character. Jonathan Kent, Superman and Lois. The most recent Arrowverse recast happened on Superman and Lois. For the first 2 seasons, one of the Man of Steel's twin sons, Jonathan Kent, was played by Jordan Alsace. As Season 3 began, however, it was announced that Australian actor Michael Bishop would be taking over. Alsace chose to leave the show to prioritize his mental health. The show handled the transition as smoothly as they could, offering no in-universe explanation for the change. While sad to see Alsace go, fans were understanding and widely embraced Bishop's performance, allowing the Kent family dynamic to continue without missing a beat. Clark Kent, Superboy. Recasting a side character is one thing, but what about the lead? The late 80s series Superboy did just that. In its first season, the Boy of Steel was played by John Hames Newton, but from Season 2 all the way to the end, the role was taken over by Gerard Christopher. This all went down because of contract disputes. After Season 1, Newton reportedly asked for a raise, but with producers allegedly unhappy with his performance, they decided to find a new Superboy. There was no clever trickery. One season ended with Newton, and the next began with Christopher. While it was jarring at first, Christopher's goofy take on Clark Kent eventually won over audiences. Jimmy Olsen, Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. And for our final entry, we have this classic case of a recast hiding in plain sight. In the first season of Lois and Clark, photographer Jimmy Olsen was played by Michael Landis. But when the show came back for its second season, he was replaced by Justin Whalen. The official reason from the producers was a little strange. They claimed Landis looked too much like the show's star, Dean Kane, and wanted a more boyish-looking actor. Landis himself was baffled by that logic. Despite no reason given for the swap, fan reaction was surprisingly positive. Many fans felt that Whalen's goofier, more energetic take was a better fit for the classic comic book sidekick, and he became the definitive Jimmy for that generation of fans. So there you have it, from makeup tricks to meta jokes. Over the years, sci-fi shows sure have gotten creative with their actor swaps. Which of these do you think is the most successful or most disastrous sci-fi TV recast? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this trip through recast history, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And check out tvshowpilot.com for more deep dives into your favorite shows.